Make way for fire 6. Hello, comrades and comrades. Welcome back to glorious Soviet Socialist Republic. So I can't do it anymore, guys. So we're grinding, winding up on that A point, and you see me looking at that Tiger 2, and you already know we're gonna derp him. We're gonna derp him. So what? Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies. We're taking a look at the IS-6 again, and the reason being I've been doing some grinding, and I'm just considering here, but it is easily accessible at this point. I just got my premium account back on because we might have purchased the Magach 3. Let's see, nope, I don't remember Hebrew counting at all. Magach 3. So we have our pre-ordered Magach, and sorry for the nobody gets that joke. But just look at this thing. Take notes, kids. We're gonna do a study. So we're grinding a little bit of Soviet, but mostly we're just kind of grinding Silver Lions here, which is why we haven't bought the what is it, PT-76 that we just unlocked? Because I mean, who needs Soviet light tanks when you can have strong tank instead, right? So we're grinding. I'm all over the place today, guys. We're grinding Silver Lions. We're grinding up the enemy team in arcade, and just take notes on the playstyle of the IS-6. Here we are, and we can confidently face even the heaviest guns in this match. And but we're not dumb, right? The IS-6 has some very well-known weak spots that are difficult to hit, but a little bit more possible than before. Let's see if we can get the one on this feller. Ah, so close, just a tiny fraction more elevation, and we would have gone in that Coppola and taken him down. Now, why do I have you guys taking notes? We're going to compare this to a 7.0 American heavy tank, and honestly, it's going to be a favorable comparison. No, we're not talking about the Tank Baby is just over there destroying Lammy. she's using her teeth on him. She's pulling his fluff out. I think she might still be hungry. Girl, you had 8 ounces of formula plus a whole bunch of goldfishes. Just chill. I think she's a little bit bored. But what were we talking about? We're going to compare this to the T-32 American Heavy Tank. I think that's what it's called. The one with the really tough turret. In turret aspect alone, the T-32 is actually better armored than the IS-6. Slightly smaller weak spots, really good at hill peeking. So a very different playstyle from this Sovietsky beast. But do you like my accent? Yeah, so good. Moving on, we're just cutting through the repair time here and going back to the action, and that does not take much, but this is going to be about a 10-minute match. Spoiler alert, 8 kills in the IS-6 in arcade. Why are we playing arcade? We're grinding, bud. I just don't have time to get familiar with all these tanks, so I like to play RB, but when I'm grinding I like to play arcade because I get consistent results. So there's that. Arcade noob scrub, I know. But what was I saying at this point? Look at that shot on the Ferdinand. There's a monster that still has an ability to take a hit, and with its improved reload rate, its popularity has gone through the roof. I see more Ferdinands than I see Tiger 2s now, which is just crazy. But maybe that's because Tiger 2s always end up getting shot in the side before they can get into position. I don't know. I might have to take out my my Tiger P premium sometime. You might have noticed that I play a lot of premium vehicles. I paid good money for them. I might as well use them, right? It makes my wife a little bit less worried about my financial situation. But at this point, you can tell that the IS-6 is still a brawler, and I actually got into a lot of matches where I was top tier, and even when I wasn't, a lot of the higher tier stuff still can't deal with 120mm APHE. This poor guy. 5.7. Maybe I shouldn't take out my Tiger P. Rough. Oh man. And here, we're so aggressive here, we're so confident, we turn our booty to the enemy and we just go around. We are wiping out this entire part of the enemy team, and this is their main force at this point. Now we could have taken the shot here, gone for a side angle shot on the Tiger 2, but instead we're going to play a little bit more safe. We're really taking our time here, so we wait for him to line up nicely for us and take him down. Well played, sir, but you can't out-bias the bias 6. Now that we're on the subject, I never really thought that this tank was overpowered, but it is the most powerful tank at its tier. It might be the most easy to pick up tank in the game. Do you know what I mean? And honestly, I wish more tanks played like this tank. This is fun. This is action. This is mobility. This is the ability to engage at close range or long range, and we won't question we won't question what just happened there. I didn't know that a Soviet track could absorb a 120mm APHE round and maintain function, but well, this is arcade. But I think the damage model is the same. Soviet tracks are still ridiculously durable, and we'll leave it at that. I did notice a bit of a nerf to track HP, so that was kind of nice. Yeah, what is it, baby? What is it? Hi! Hi! She wants daddy's attention. Alright, hold on a second, guys. Alright, I feel like I might have gotten off topic a little bit, but what was I showing in this video? What is the point of this video? That right there. The IS-6 is an unforgiving brawler. It has a good reload considering its amazing one-shot potential. It's fairly rare that you pen an enemy tank's armor and don't wipe out everything in the tank. You have the ability to push the tide of the battle. You have the ability to be aggressive. Armor matters. You have to aim for weak spots, and the enemy has to aim for your weak spots. I would love to see more tanks in the game function this way. Moving on. Now, welcome to the American team. Say hi to Amaru-chan. Hi, Amaru-chan! You're so cute. Okay, say goodbye to Amaru-chan. Rough. It is rough. And say hi to... well, never mind. Goodbye. Here we go. Here's our comparison. So, the match is a good halfway done, and my team has been getting... well, they've been disciplined quite harshly by the enemy team. At this point, the enemy is salivating. They're coming for our spawn, and the best thing to spawn into is something with heavy armor and good hill peeking ability. Good thing I brought the T-32 in the lineup today. Again, this is grinding highlights, but we're taking a look at some tank comparison. But first, let's see. Look at the incredible accuracy of the MiG-15's guns in arcade from a stock position. Come on, man, you gotta be kidding me. They're like, those shots aren't even possible to be that inaccurate. like 15-20 degrees of deviation straight out of the barrel. Anyway, aggressive balancing aside, of course in air combat you don't need to worry about accuracy because the MiG-15 can ride the tailpipe of pretty much anything it faces. So there's some aggressive balancing for you. That brings up the point, I suppose. One of the things that saddens me, there's two things that just continue to make me sad about War Thunder. Missed opportunities, you might call it. And it's not something that I consider to be wrong with the game, but let's just say that if I was making War Thunder, these things would be different. And again, not my game. You know, it's a good game. It's not mine. It's good because I'm not the one in charge of it. Let's put it that way. But that poor T92, we take him down. He's gonna get a whole break feature added in the next update, so that should be fun. Man, T92 already. It was a good tank, and it probably still will be. But with whole break, yikes. Looks like more things for the new top tier MBTs to destroy. What are we talking about here? Hey, Tiger P! The thing has not bad frontal armor. Can we take him down? This is no IS-6 after all. But, oh right, two things in the game that would be different if I made this game. Number one, I mean, before we even start, the game would suck, because, you know, I don't make good games. But... Potato! That's an original game from Toshio Thunder right here. Two things that would be different about the game. One, high explosive would be a lot more effective. Why? As you see with Hesh, spalling is a thing even if armor is not actually destroyed. So when you hit, you know, a 2-inch plate of armor with a 100mm high explosive round, I expect some armor flakes to start, you know, filling up people's eyes like a box of Rice Krispies getting hit by a shotgun round. You know, I mean, what? I'm not good at analogies either. This is why I'm not a game developer or a script writer. But spalling, right? Even when you don't get completely penned by AP, high explosive, and when high explosive does completely compromise your armor, oh man, so much spalling. In fact, more spalling for everybody. I would give more spalling to APAG rounds, because the actual round itself doesn't cause like any spalling until the burst effect. Napalm Rat talks about that one in several of his videos. I wish I could refer to the exact one. Anyway, basically, HE more effective, heat more effective, in the sense of post-penetration damage. More spalling for everyone. Spalling for everyone! Sorry, that's my best Minsk impression. Baldur's Gate 2, you guys ever play? Great game. Oh my gosh. Anyway, moving on before I get too nostalgic. The other thing, and are you guys taking notes on the T32 by the way? You see this playstyle? Hill peek, don't expose yourself for too long, careful now, and engage enemies who are busy with other people when you have the chance. If somebody targets you specifically, don't give them any time to aim for your weak spots. And that's how to T32. Okay, moving on. So while you guys are taking notes on this battle, and thank you for watching by the way, what is the number 2 thing? Oh man, number 2. Is this the level of humor we're at here? Sorry, that wasn't meant to be a joke. Number 2 thing that would be different about the game if Toshio Thunder was making War Thunder. And I'm talking like overarching things that are different about the game. I want armor to matter. For the most part, it's difficult to find a vehicle that has effective frontal armor. I want that to be a thing. I want people to look at a heavy tank and go, well, that's a heavy. My default strategy is to move around, to flank. So there are a decent amount of flanking opportunities in War Thunder. That's one thing that they have right with the map design. But at higher tiers, I'd like to see more long-range engagements, please. Thank you. This is a good one. This is a good example of long-range, or of a map done right. I love it a fulda. I always want to say it was like my hokey Italian accent because I love it a fulda. Anyway, I'm sorry. Sorry, I just can't be serious today. I'm actually kind of like worn out because, well, I'm weak and Tank Baby is strong and naps are for the weak. Anyway, oh man, I was so tired yesterday, but I couldn't sleep last night because Tank Mom was asleep on the couch and she was too tired to come to bed, and there's not enough room for both of us on the couch, and I decided to like go to the bed, and it's just wrong. It's just wrong when you've been married for a while to sleep without your wife in the bed. It just can't happen. Anyway, moving on. So grouchy, grumpy Toshio Thunder here. I would design the game around making armor a thing for more than just the Soviets. Thank you very much. Soviet tanks throughout, I'd say consistently. There's very few battle ratings where you can't find some reasonably reliable armor for the Soviets. And so I guess that's where you go if you want armor to be a thing, but I don't really honestly care for Soviet tanks all that much. They just don't have a lot of diversity. And I know that's not exactly true, but when you compare them to American tanks, we're talking Americans, we got it locked in on diversity. We got that down. And that comes to, well, whatever. We got lots and lots of diversity in our vehicles, and I love to see that, by the way. That's something I love to see. Wild and weird designs and polar opposites within the same battle rating, especially 6.7, 7.0 American. Good stuff. So I guess that's all I needed to say about that. Are you taking notes on the T-32? We're hopping into an airplane every now and then because this is arcade, and that's one way of backing up your team. We're playing very defensively, and I guess that's the key here. Number one, I don't really like defensive play. I don't like relying on the enemy to put themselves in a bad position. But at the same time, that is a very reliable way to play, especially if your team is not doing well, and that is something that honestly, as a player of War Thunder, I need to learn and grow in. And arcade is a good way to do that because you have a lot more awareness of what's going on, you can see enemy positions more easily, and you can face tanks from every nation at the same time, which is good for learning because if you typically play RB, you'll be playing the same few vehicles if you're like me, and then you don't get such a broad perspective. So arcade really is useful. Anyway guys, time to close it out. Were you taking notes? Catch you in the next one. Bye bye.